वाञ्छाकल्पतरुभ्यश्च कृपासिन्धुभ्य एव च पतितानां पावनेभ्यो वैष्णवेभ्यो नमो नमः। अनंतकोटि वैष्णव वृंद की जय। नामाचार्य श्रीला हरिदास ठाकुर की जय। प्रेम से कहो जय श्री कृष्ण चैतन्य प्रभो नित्यानंदा। श्री अद्वैत गदाधार श्रीवासादि गौर भक्त वृंद की जय। श्रीला प्रभुपाद की जय। श्रीला गुरुदेव की जय। All glories to all the assembled devotees. Hare Krishna. This is Chinmayi Vrajapriya Devi Dasi welcoming each one of you to our mid-morning Bhakti Sangha session. And may we know who all have joined today's session so that we can greet each one of you.
Hare Krishna, Mataji, thanks on my humble obeisances. Jai Shri Prabhupada, this is Preeti Vilasni Devi Dasi from Atlanta, Georgia. Thank you, Mataji, for your warm welcoming, and thank you, Mataji, for that very beautiful recitation.
Hare Krishna, Preeti Vilasni Mataji, please accept my humble obeisances. All glories to Srila Prabhupada, all glories to Srila Guru Maharaj. Thank you, Mataji. Thank you for all the services you do. Thank you for encouraging each one of us in this forum. And welcome, Mataji, to today's call. Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna, Chinmayi Mataji, please accept my humble obeisances. All glories to Srila Prabhupada. This is Vinita Gandharvika Devidasi from College Station, Texas. Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna, Vinita Mataji, please accept my humble obeisances. All glories to Srila Prabhupada, all glories to Srila Guru Maharaj. Thank you, Mataji. Thank you for all the services you do. And welcome, Mataji, to today's call. Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna Mataji, please accept my humble obeisances. All glories to Srila Prabhupada, Sri Guru and Sri Gauranga and all the assembled devotees. This is Yashamati Priya Devi Dasi from Chicago, Illinois, and thank you for your glorious services, Mataji.
Hare Krishna, Ashwamati Mataji, please accept my humble obeisances. All glories to Srila Prabhupada, all glories to Srila Guru Maharaj. Thank you, Mataji. Thank you for always being in this forum for each one of us and encouraging each one of us and encouraging every day you encourage the Bhagavad Gita chanters. So nice, Mataji. And welcome, Mataji, to today's call. Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna, Chinmayi Vrajapriya Mataji, Dandavat Pranam to you and all Vaishnava. Srila Prabhupada, Srila Gurudev ki jai, Vrinda.
Hare Krishna, Vrinda Gopika Mataji, please accept my humble obeisances. All glories to Srila Prabhupada, all glories to Srila Guru Maharaj. Thank you, Mataji. Thank you so much for your wonderful services and always being here. And welcome, Mataji, to today's call. Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna Mataji, Dandavat Pranams, all glories to Srila Prabhupada, Guru Maharajas, and all the assembled Vaishnavas. This is Kirti Dasundri Dasi.
Hare Krishna, Kirtida Mataji, please accept my humble obeisances. All glories to Srila Prabhupada, all glories to Srila Guru Maharaj. Thank you, Mataji. Thank you for all the wonderful classes you give, and thank you for all your services, Mataji. Hare Krishna, and welcome, Mataji.
Thank you, Mataji. Same to you.
Hare Krishna Mataji, Dandavat Pranam, all glories to Srila Prabhupada. This is Neeti from Baltimore.
Hare Krishna, Neetu Mataji, please accept my humble obeisances. All glories to Srila Prabhupada, all glories to Srila Guru Maharaj. Thank you, Mataji. Thank you for being here every day. And welcome, Mataji, to today's call. Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna, Chinmayi Mataji, Dandavat Pranams, all devotees. Jai Srila Prabhupada, Sumi from Chennai, India, Mataji.
Hare Krishna, Sumi Mataji, please accept my humble obeisances. All glories to Srila Prabhupada, all glories to Srila Guru Maharaj. Thank you, Sumi Mataji. Thank you for joining all the way from India every day. And welcome, Mataji, to today's call. Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna, Chinmayi Vrajapriya Mataji, please accept my humble obeisances. Srila Prabhupada ki jai, Guru and Guranga ki jai, and all the assembled devotees. This is Shivani from Nashville, Virginia. Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna, Shivani Mataji, please accept my humble obeisances. All glories to Srila Prabhupada, all glories to Srila Guru Maharaj. Thank you, Mataji. Thank you for all the wonderful services you do. And welcome, Mataji, to today's call. Hare Krishna. Mataji, it's 11 o'clock. I don't know if Prabhuji is joined. Hare Krishna, dear devotees. Welcome to our Bhakti Sangha mid-morning session. And we are continuing our Caitanya Bhagavat series today. Let me read Srila Prabhupada's quote for today and then we'll welcome the speaker. The quote for today is, "Every individual being must have his opinion. That is the significance of individuality. But all such differences of opinions must coincide in Krishna. Hare Krishna. So this instruction was given by His Divine Grace in his letter to Mandali Bhadra on July 28, 1969. Srila Prabhupada ki jai. Hare Krishna, Govardhan Giridhari Prabhuji, please accept my humble obeisances. All glories to Srila Prabhupada, all glories to Srila Guru Maharaj. Thank you so much, Prabhuji, for giving your precious time and being here with us and enlightening on Caitanya Bhagavat. We are all waiting very eagerly to hear from you, Prabhuji. And Prabhuji will today be talking on Caitanya Bhagavat, Antya Kanda, first chapter from texts 267 to 271. Over to you, Prabhuji. We are all eagerly waiting to hear from you. Hare Krishna. Hare Krishna, Prabhuji. Please take over. Hare Krishna.
Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Narayanam Namaskritya Naram Chaiva Naruttamam Devim Saraswatim Vyasam Tado Jayamudhirayed. Nashtaprayeshu Bhadreshu Nityam Bhagavata Seveya Bhagavati Uttama Shloke Bhaktir Bhavati Nishtike Mukam Karoti Vachalam Bhangam Lankayate Girim Yatrubata Muhammade Sri Guru Dinatarinam Paramananda Madhavam Sri Chaitanya Iswaram Namo Vishnupadaya Krishna Prasthaya Bhutale Srimade Bhaktivedanta Swamini Dinamine Namaste Saraswati Deve Gauravani Pracharine Nirvishesha Shunyavadipascha Adhyudeshadarine Jai Shri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Shri Advaita Gadadhara Srivasadi Gaura Bhakta Vrinda Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama Rama Hare 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 Krishna. So we are reading from the Sri Chaitanya Bhagavat, Antya Kanda, chapter 1. Today we are reading from text 267 onwards. So this is the meeting of Chaitanya Mahaprabhu with devotees in the house of Advaita Acharya after the Lord has taken sannyas. That is the background here. And this is a section where the Lord is revealing about himself to these devotees very confidentially. So in that section, these slokas are coming. So text 267 is reading like this. Bhakta bhai amara dvitiya aranai, bhakta mora pita mata bandhu putra bhai. There is no one more dear to me than my devotees. They are my father, mother, friend, son, and brother. In the Kathopanishad, it is stated, Sarve Veda Yatpadam Amananti. All the Vedas glorify the Supreme Personality of Godhead. In the Srimad Bhagavatam, Canto 3, Chapter 5, Text 41, it is stated, Marganti Yatte Mukha Padma Nides Chandas Suparnair Prashayo Vivikte. The great clear-minded sages carried by the wings of the Vedas always search for the nest of your lotus-like face. The Srimad Bhagavatam, it is stated, Yad Vishruti Shruti Nutedam Alam Punadi Pade Padavane Janapayas Cha Vachas Cha Shastram. His fame as broadcast by the Vedas, the water that has washed his feet, and the words he speaks in the form of the revealed scriptures, these thoroughly purify this universe. Also in the Srimad Bhagavatam, Canto 9, Chapter 4, Text 63 to 64, the Supreme Lord declares, Aham Bhakta Paradhino Hya Swatantra Ivadvicha Sadhubir Grasta Hridayo Bhaktair Bhakta Janah Priya. I am completely under the control of my devotees. Indeed, I am not at all independent. Because my devotees are completely devoid of material desires, I sit only within the cores of their hearts. What to speak of my devotee, Even those who are devotees of my devotee are very dear to me. Naham atmanavasase madbhakti madbhakter sadhuvir vina sriyam chatyantikam brahman yesham gatiraham param. O best of the Brahmanas, without saintly persons for whom I am the only destination, I do not desire to enjoy my transcendental bliss and my supreme opulences. In Arajapam Tiratra, it is stated, Nahi bhaktat paraschatma pranas cha vayava dayakna lakshmi radhika vani swayambhu shambhureva cha bhakta prano hi krishnasya krishna prana hi vaishnava jayante vaishnava krishnam krishnascha vaishnavams tatha. There is no one more dear to the super soul, Krishna, than his own devotees. Even his own self, life, and body, Lakshmi, Radhika, Saraswati, Brahma, and Shambhu, are not as dear to him as his pure devotee. Krishna is the life and soul of his devotees, and the Vaishnavas are the life and soul of Krishna. The Vaishnavas always meditate on Krishna, and Krishna always meditates on the Vaishnavas. The Gopala Tapani Upanishad, it is stated, Yata Shriyabhiyuktoham Tatha Bhakto Mama Priyaha. My devotee is as dear to me as Lakshmi. So, these are the various pramanas quoted from the different Vedic scriptures in support of this document. I mean, in this statement by Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, Bhakta Bhai Amara Dvitiya Aranai Bhakta Mora Pita Mata Bandhu Putra Bhai. Just excuse me for a minute, huh? There is some disturbance here. Hare Krishna, sorry for that interruption. So, here Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, while he is revealing about himself to the devotees, he says, Bhakta Bhai Amara Dvitiya Aranai Bhakta Mora Pita Mata Bandhu Putra Bhai. Now, this is a very strong statement made by the Supreme Lord that Amara Dvitiya Aranai, that means other than them, there is nobody. That is exactly the meaning of that, That is, other than devotees, the Lord is not considering anybody. That is a fact. Bhakta Mora, Pita, Mata, Bandhu, Putra, Bhai. They are my father, my mother, my friend, my son, my brother. Everything for the Lord is the devotee. So, this is something that only a devotee can experience, and this is something only a devotee can understand. Because in all the other kinds of transcendental endeavors, the Lord is seen as either the all-pervading, all-powerful, all-knowledgeable entity, or he is considered as the ultimate controller, the ultimate creator, destroyer, maintainer. All those kinds of understandings about the Lord based on jnana about Brahman or based on jnana about the impersonal aspect of the Supreme. All these different types of understandings, although all of them are part of that complete Supreme, this special type of understanding, this complete understanding about the Lord's position as to how much he is close or how much he is sold out to his devotees. Very, very important. That is why the Lord, when he is speaking to the gopis, the Lord says that I cannot repay you. I am forever indebted to you because what you have given me, I cannot give back in that same way. I am unable to. So now we may think that is there anything that the Lord is unable to do? So the Lord here says that this kind of unconditional love towards me, I am unable to reciprocate. Therefore, I am always indebted to you. Now here the Lord is saying that other than devotees, I don't have anybody. The devotees are all important for the Lord. There is no one more dear than the devotees. There is this famous statement by Prabhupada. Prabhupada in one of the lectures, smilingly Prabhupada says that the Lord is called as Bhakta Vatsala. He is not called as the Jnani Vatsala or the Yogi Vatsala or the Karmi Vatsala. No? He is always called Bhakta Vatsala. So this Vatsalya the Lord has for the devotees, to the extent that he considers them more important than anything else, more important than the most perfect yogi, more important than the best jnani, more important than the best Kaivalyavadi. Above all these, far, far, far above is the position of the devotee of the Lord. And therefore, the Lord as well as the devotee is constantly looking for this company of one another. Srila Prabhupada in another place says that, you will never find, even in a painting, Prabhupada says, you will never find Krishna alone. Krishna is always with devotees. Why? Because Krishna finds that transcendental bliss. For Krishna also it increases when he is with the devotees. And here it is also said that actually Krishna does not want to enjoy the transcendental bliss without the company of the devotees, because without company of devotees, where is enjoyment? Krishna is thinking like that. Alone also he is Atma Rama, of course. He is always transcendently blissful. But even in that full bliss state, he finds that that is ever increasing when he is surrounded by devotees. So this is how much Krishna loves the devotees. So as aspiring devotee, as a sadhaka, we should know that we are on our way to becoming the dearmost to Krishna, provided we also hold Krishna as our dearmost friend. As long as we are holding Krishna as our dearmost well-wisher, that means we are on our way to becoming dearest to Krishna. That is something that can only be attained by a devotee. So, however advanced one may be in any other path of transcendence, one must add bhakti to that. That is why even Shukadeva Goswami in Srimad Bhagavatam, he also agrees that yes, I was already Atma Rama, I was already blissful on Brahman level. But hearing the Srimad Bhagavatam attracted me to such an extent that I decided to study it under the tutelage of my father. So, that Supreme Lord who is searched out by great yogis, that Supreme Lord who is glorified in the choicest poetry by Vedic literature, and his lotus feet and the water washing his lotus feet, purifying the entire universe. That personality who is purifying the entire universe, he says, Aham Bhakta Paradhino, Shya Swatantra Ivadvija, Sadhuvir Grasta Hridayo, Bhaktair Bhakta Janah Priya. So, Aham Bhakta Paradhina, this Swatantra and Paratantra, he is, the Supreme Lord is glorified as Paramaswarat. He is the, what you call, supremely independent personality. Actually, the Supreme Lord is the only independent personality. Everybody else is dependent on the Supreme Lord, right from Brahmaji and Mahadev, Lord Shiva. All of them are actually dependent on the Supreme Lord, including Devi, Mahamaya, Yogamaya, Rama Devi, Lakshmi Devi. Everybody is actually dependent on. The creation is dependent on the Lord. The secondary creator called Brahma is dependent on the Lord for creation. Prakriti is dependent on the Lord. Because without the glance of the Lord, it will not, nothing will be generated by Prakriti. Correct? So, although the entire creation, the unlimited universes, everything actually is always fully dependent on the Lord, that Lord says that Aham Bhakta Paradhina. So actually the Lord's position is Swatantra and everything else as Paratantriya, it is said. Paradhina. We are all Paradhina actually. We are all dependent. We are not independent. The only Swatantra, the only Swarat is the Supreme Lord. That Supreme Lord is saying in connection with this devotee that I am Paradhina of my Bhakta. Means I am under the control of my devotees. I am not at all independent. And why? Sadhuvir Grasta Hridayo. I am sitting within the hearts of the sadhus. Sadhus means those people who have placed Krishna in their heart and not given their heart or place within their heart to anyone else other than Krishna. Such a person is a sadhu. So, such sadhus' hearts are exclusively occupied by Krishna. And such a sadhu, for him, Krishna is under his control. Not that the sadhu is a control freak, not that sadhu has Ishwara Bhava, that he wants to control Krishna. No. Krishna voluntarily comes under the control of his pure devotee. Krishna voluntarily came under the control of Yashoda Mata. Not only of Yashoda Mata. There is that verse in Srimad Bhagavatam 10th canto where it says that the gopis would say Krishna jump, he would jump. Krishna dance, he would dance. Sukadeva Goswami says, like a wooden doll in their hands, Krishna would act. In the hands of the gopis, at the behest of the gopis, he would do all things what a small child would do and entertain them. Imagine he is the supreme absolute truth, the supreme controller, the ultimate sarvakarana karanam, the ultimate reason of everything. That Supreme Lord is coming under the control of these gopis who are not even considered to be some advanced yogis or tapasvis or anything like that. They are ordinary housewives. But he comes under their control and like a wooden doll. Sridhar Goswami uses that word, wooden doll. That extent Krishna comes under the control of his devotees. He chooses to do so. Why? Because they have given their hearts exclusively to Krishna. So the only way to capture Krishna is by giving our heart exclusively to Krishna, without leaving any space for anybody other than Krishna. We don't want to give any space for people other than Krishna. We just want to give our hearts to Krishna so that then Krishna will reside in our hearts and treat us as the most important. So that is not, we are not looking to become the most important person in Krishna's life. Rather, we are looking to make Krishna the most important person in our life. That will be the perfection of it. Because Krishna says that I am sold out to my devotees. And Srila Rupa Goswami also says that, only qualification to become pure devotee is lovely. We have to have intense desire to attain Krishna's lotus feet. We have to have intense desire to attain service of Krishna. We have to have intense desire to attain the company of Krishna. So that is what is perfection. And that is acknowledged by Krishna. That is now reiterated by Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. And Mahaprabhu has shown it very openly. What and what he wouldn't do for his devotee. The Supreme Lord, throughout his Leelas, he would show to what extent I can go for my devotee. When we speak about the mercy of the Lord, the costless mercy of the Lord, the unlimited, unfathomable mercy of the Lord can become a boar, generally considered to be an abominable animal, simply to serve, simply to save Bhumi Devi from the hands of Hiranyaksha. So, this is just one example. So, like this, there are countless examples of the Lord going to, not just going out of the way. Sometimes we say, no, I went out of my way to help so and so. Lord is not simply going out of the way to help. Lord is going to the ultimate extent that only He can go. We cannot even imagine. We cannot even imagine how far the Lord can go for His devotee. So here Chaitanya Mahaprabhu also says that, I don't consider anything or anyone above my devotees. Without my devotees, I have no one except devotees. This is the mood of Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. This is the mood of Chaitanya. That is why for Gopinath Patanaik, Mahaprabhu will go out of his way to get him free from the punishment of the king. Although he says that as a sannyasi, I am not supposed to do this. But simply out of love for his family, Mahaprabhu would do that. So like this, the Lord is always waiting to do something like this for his devotee. Because it gives him transcendental pleasure that we cannot imagine. So, this way, the Lord and the devotee are paraspara. One another, they are increasing the transcendental bliss. One through his unalloyed love. That is reciprocated by the Supreme Lord through his Bhaktavatsarya. So Mahaprabhu continues, Yadyapi Swatantra Ami Swatantra Vihara Tadapiha Bhakta Vasha Swabhava Amara. Although I am fully independent and my activities are also independent, it is my nature to be controlled by devotees. In the Srimad Bhagavatam, Canto 9, chapter 4, text 66, it is stated, Mai nirbadha hridayaha sadva samadarshanaha vashe kurvanti mam bhaktya satsriya satpatim yatha. As chaste women bring their gentle husbands under control by service, the pure devotees who are equal to everyone and completely attached to me, the core of the heart, bring me under their full control. In this regard, one should also see Srimad Bhagavatam, Canto 9, chapter 4, text 63 to 68. So, Mahaprabhu says here that, just clarifying the fact that I am actually supremely independent. I am supremely independent, and all my activities are also independent. Because we should never think that the Lord would come under the influence of somebody and do something. Although it may look as if he is coming under the influence of somebody and doing something, even in such case, he maintains his independence. That means he independently decides to come under the influence of someone. You understand? That is something only the Lord can do. And Lord gives a very beautiful, very apt example for this. At the Srimad Bhagavatam shloka, Mai nirbadha hridayaha sadva samadarshanaha. The sadhu who is samadarshina, who is having me in his heart, Vase kurbanti mam bhaktya. So such a devotee, mam bhaktya, my devotee, Vase brings me under his control. Sat striya satpatim yatha. Just how a chaste woman who is a wife brings her gentle husband under control. So again, this should not be misunderstood that a power-hungry woman tries to bring a man under her control. A modern psychology, that is how it will be explained. That this is a control freak, so you want so and so to be under your control. Not like that. A chaste wife, a pativrata. Now we are talking about the Vedic parlance. Okay, so please don't try to bring a modern parallel because mostly it will fail very miserably. So by her chastity, by the power of her chastity and her gentle service, the husband, who is also a gentle person, automatically will be very willing to listen to the counsel by the wife. Lord Ramachandra, while walking in the forest, when Sita Devi gives him some opinion, he very patiently, very gently, he will always listen. Many occasions like that we see. So a chaste wife, she is not actually controlling the husband in the sense of some kind of dominating control. No. Like how when we say Yashoda Maya is controlling Krishna, she is controlling Krishna by purely Vatsalya Rasa, because she is completely absorbed in Vatsalya Rasa. She does not see Krishna as anyone other than her son, her baby. Beyond that, she doesn't think. That is why Krishna reciprocating that, he becomes under her control. He looks as if he is under her control. And he will do everything that she says. And when he doesn't do, she will punish him. And he will be very scared of that. All these things that is Bhakta Paradhina. So we may think that, how do we get this? Do we get this type of a situation? Do we get, we feel, oh, Yashoda got that opportunity, or all the gopis got that opportunity. The Gopas got that opportunity. And all the queens of Dwaraka, they got the opportunity. Lakshmi Devi in Vaikuntha, she gets the opportunity. Like that. So where do we get the opportunity in this material world? For the material conditioned people, where is the paratantriya of the Lord, that I am depending on the devotee, like that? So actually, Acharyas point out that this Archavatara that the Lord takes as Archa Vigraha, through that he expresses his paratantriya towards his devotee. Right? We are having deity of the Lord, and then we are worshipping the Lord at home or at temple. The Lord is completely dependent on us. Right? If the Lord has to have his bath, he is dependent on us. If the Lord has to have a change of dress, he is dependent on us. The Lord has to have bhog, he is dependent on us. Right? So that paradhinata, this paratantriya, the Lord is expressing through his archavatara. So we need not overthink and worry that, I am very unfortunate, I don't have the opportunity. No, we have the opportunity. That is why he has manifested mercifully as Archa Vigraha, so that everybody can serve. There is no restriction as to who can serve the Lord in his Archa form. Okay, in temple we may have restriction. At home there is no restriction. The Lord accepts seva from everyone. Right? So this paradhina, coming under the control of my devotees, is something that Lord does so that he can enjoy that supreme bliss even more. And in that way, he also increases the happiness of the devotee who is involved in that. Never once the devotee thinks that, now I have taken control of the Lord. Not like that. Not like that. Yashoda never thought like that. The moment the gopis started to think a little bit like that, then Krishna disappears, from the Rasa Leela. Immediately it disappears because he wouldn't let that thought come in anyone, especially his very dear devotees. Then they realize, and then we have, they are praying to Krishna, they are complaining to Krishna, they are remembering Krishna like that. So therefore, this paradhina under the control of the devotee is something that is possible for everyone, provided we become a devotee like that. Then Krishna becomes Vasha, comes under the control of such a devotee. तुम्हारा से जन्म जन्मा समहति हमारा तुम्हा सबा लागी मोरा सर्व अवतारा. All of you associate with me birth after birth. I incarnate in this world for your sake. The Srimad Bhagavatam, Canto 3, Chapter 9, Text 11, it is stated, Tvam Bhakti Yoga Paribhavida Hrit Saroja Ase Shrute Kshita Patho Nanunatha Pumsam Yadyadhya Ta Urugaya Vibhavayanti Taddadvapu Pranayase Sadanugrahaya. Oh Lord, your devotees can see you through the years of by the process of bona fide hearing, and thus their hearts become cleansed and you take your seat there. You are so merciful to your devotees that you manifest yourself in the particular eternal form of transcendence in which they always think of you. This is Brahma's prayers, the third canto of the Srimad Bhagavatam, where Brahma says, how merciful is the Lord is that whatever authorized form of the Lord that the devotee is meditating upon, Lord gives him that darshan, that opportunity to see the Lord in that form. And how does it begin and how does it progress? Brahma is explaining that by saying first by hearing through our ears about the Lord, the process of bona fide hearing. Asse shrute kshitapatho. So we have to hear from the bona fide source about the Supreme Lord. that hearing actually enters our heart and cleanses our heart. Therefore, our hearing should always be in a way that what we hear, we take it into our heart. We don't hear through the right ear and leave it out through the left ear. We allow that whatever we hear about the Lord to enter our heart, because then only that cleaning process of the heart will take place, so that when it is clean, the Lord will sit there. And Lord Bhumi Devi says in the Srimad Bhagavatam 10th canto, Namaste Deva Devesha Shankha Chakra Gadadhara Bhakte Chopatarupaya Paramatmam Namastude. Obeisances unto you, O Lord of the chief demigods, O holder of the conchal disc and club, O supreme soul within the heart. You assume various forms to fulfill your devotees' desires. Obeisances unto you. One should also see Srimad Bhagavatam, 10th canto, chapter 27, verse 11. So, the Lord, Bhumi Devi says here that the Lord is taking these various incarnations, various forms for the pleasure of his devotees. Lord can take just one form and kill all these demons, why not? Is he forced to take the form of a boar to actually bring earth from the Garbhodaka ocean? Not necessary. By his mystic power, he can simply, without even becoming present, he can lift Bhumi Devi above Garbhodaka ocean and place her in her orbit. It's very much possible for the Lord. Or when it comes to killing any of these demons, does the Lord have to necessarily take all these forms? So actually the Lord is not being forced to appear in these forms. Although he may, like when Lord Brahma pays obeisances to Lord Nrsimha, Lord says that, because of to make your word true, I had to appear like this. Be careful what you speak next time. So we may think that, the Lord appeared for that. No. The Lord appeared to increase the bliss of his devotee, Prahlada. And the Lord was also becoming very happy in that process. Therefore, these things are manifest. So, Bhumi Devi is saying that you are accepting all these various forms because that pleases your devotees. तिलार्धे को आमी तमा सबारे छाड़िया वथाव ना थाकी सबे सत्य जानाया. Know for certain that I do not leave you to stay elsewhere even for a moment. Now this may look like this is a statement made in particular context of this situation, because now Mahaprabhu has accepted sannyas and he is going to leave Navadvip and he is going to go far away. So they are all going to suffer the distress of separation from the Supreme Lord. But here the Lord says that from the devotee, the Lord is never ever away. Physically, it may look like the Lord is away. Physically, it may look like Lord is far away, not near. So they are, they are being separated. But Lord says actually it is not like that. One thing is that in the spiritual world, the devotee never feels any separation from the Lord. And those parshadas of the Lord, when they appear from Vaikuntha, especially, and they appear with the Lord in Bhaumalila, like how the gopis are, they are actually eternally in Golok Vrindavan. So eternally in Golok Vrindavan, they are never experiencing any misery, any distress due to separation from the Lord. It is not there at all. But the same gopis here, because of that separation, they feel that intense love for that parakiya bhava and being separated from one another. All that is manifesting here for the pleasure of the Supreme Lord and his pure devotees. Not that the Lord stays away from the devotee and give some kind of distress to the devotees. That is never in the plan of the Lord. All those things we are thinking of, overthinking and then thinking, oh, this is like this is like this. Actually, no. That is why the Lord says here that I am never going far away from you. Hey, Mata Prabhu Tattva Kahe Karunaya Suni Sabha Bhakta Gana Kande Urdhvaraya. In this way, the Lord mercifully narrated these confidential topics. After the devotees heard him speak, they began to cry loudly. Urdhvaraya means loudly. Punah punah sabde danda pranama kariya. Punah punah sabe danda pranama kariya. Uthena padena, uthena padena kaku karena kandiya. After they repeatedly offer obeisances to the Lord, they humbly recited prayers and cried. The word kaku means with great humility. So, these devotees, whatever said and done, the devotees of Navadvip, they feel separation from the Lord. Although Mahaprabhu is there in their hearts, and they are always remembering him and executing his order of Yare Dekho Tare Kaho Krishna Upadesh, but they also go through that feeling of separation from the Lord. So therefore, when they saw that Lord has accepted sannyas and now the Lord is going to leave Navadvip, so we will not have that same kind of association that we had until the time Nimai Pandit was there in Navadvip. So that was a different type of association which these devotees had become used to, the access they had and the proximity they had and all these things. Now, for the greater good, to launch his Sankirtan movement in a much bigger way, the Lord is accepting this sannyasashrama and moving on, just like Krishna moved on from Vrindavan to Mathura and then to Dwaraka. These are not instances where the Lord is doing something, being insensitive to his devotees' requirements. Never. It is an offense to think that Krishna is insensitive to our requests or our, whatever humble offerings, requirements that we put in front of him. It's never like that. But many times we think and we feel that way. But we must understand from Shastra that it is never like that. Krishna is never away from his devotees. So if I am a devotee, I should always feel that Krishna is never away from me. Krishna is always near me. And factually, Krishna is in my heart, no, as Paramatma. So therefore, there is no denying that the Lord is always with us, with each and every one of us, irrespective of whether somebody is a devotee or not. Now, reciprocation may not be there because somebody who is not a devotee is not offering anything to the Lord, is not acknowledging the presence of the Lord, not paying obeisance. Okay. But even in his heart, Krishna is only sitting. As Paramatma, he is not deputing somebody, okay, he is a non-devotee, so I will not sit as Paramatma, you go and sit. He is not deputing anybody to do that. Right? Why? Because Krishna is seeing everyone equally as his offsprings, as his children. Therefore, he is not qualifying his sitting as Paramatma, saying that, somebody is qualified, so I will sit in his heart. Somebody is not qualified, so I will not sit in his heart. Such things are not there, not shown by Krishna. He is not partial. But what is he? He reciprocates to the devotee, the way the devotee is expressing his love for Krishna. So Krishna reciprocates in that way. And that way Krishna becomes sold out to the devotee. Because in order for Krishna to become sold out by us, there is nothing that we can give Krishna and attract him with. except ourselves and our heart that is full of love for Krishna. That is the only thing we can offer Krishna, nothing else. So Krishna, the Supreme Lord, when he incarnated as Vamana Dev, he reminded Bali of that. That ultimately the best thing that you can give is yourself. You know? Because Bali, he had Trilokadipatya, he is the king of the three worlds. In 2 steps, everything finished. Actually, in 1 step, everything finished. In the first step, all Balis, everything is finished. Second step, rest of the creation is taken. So, what is there for Bali now? Give himself. And Krishna did that so that Bali will do that. And Bali did that, and so today Bali is glorified. Vamanadev is glorified. So, the best thing to do with Krishna is to offer ourselves to Krishna. With all our difficulties, with all our defects, with all our impurities. Because by offering ourselves to Krishna through the submissive hearing process, offering ourselves to Krishna does not mean I will do in whatever way I want. I will buy one huge plate, put it in front of Krishna, and I sit on that plate. Krishna, I am yours. These are all some mental speculation kind of things. We should not do like that. Offering ourselves to Krishna based on Shastric injunctions, which can be understood by humble oral reception. Humbly, we must submit to a spiritual master and hear from him. And then opening our heart and offering ourselves to Krishna. That is how it should be done. And then Krishna becomes Bhakta Paradhina. Krishna is always Bhakta Paradhina. As far as we are concerned, also, he'll become Paradhina, or he'll become ours. That's what we want. That's what Mahaprabhu is saying. I am yours, where will I go? All you Navadvip devotees, you are all so dear to me. Leaving you, where can I go? What would I do without you? Therefore, I never leave. So even after sannyas, we'll see that how they will go for Rath Yatra, they stay for 4 months and they come back. So they made sure, Chaitanya Mahaprabhu made sure that every one of his devotees, his dear devotees, they all got a lot of time to spend in the presence of Sri Chaitanya. That way they were all blessed by Chaitanya. So I'll stop here, and if there are any questions, we'll take. Hare Krishna, Srila Prabhupada ki jai, Sri Chaitanya Bhagavat ki jai, Srila Vrindavan Das Thakur ki jai. Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna, Prabhuji. Thank you so much, Prabhuji. Very, very beautiful class. In fact, it was a very hope-giving class to me, Prabhu. Many times when I offer, I have that thing in my heart. I'll always think, who am I? And I'm offering, and where will Krishna even look at it? Of course, we say the prayers, we beg Guru Maharaj. But you gave the hope, Prabhu, today that we can also someday we can claim that the Lord is ours and he will become Bhakta Paradhina to us too. And I really loved that Varaha example. Varaha Deva is my favorite, and when you spoke about him, it was very heart touching. And to what extent the Lord can go for his devotee. Very beautiful, Prabhu. Very, very nice class. Thank you so much. And as usual, your classes are always so nice. Thank you, Prabhuji. Matajis, Prabhujis, please go ahead, share your realizations, or if you have any questions, please go.
Hare Krishna, Prabhuji, Dandavat Pranam, all glories to Srila Prabhupada, all glories to you, Prabhu. Excellent session, and very nicely you explained about the Paradhinta of Krishna, though he's Swarat, he's transcendental autocrat, but still he always comes under the divine shelter of his devotees when he wants. So thank you, Prabhu. Thank you for explaining that so nicely. And thank you for, of course, what Mataji already said, that you gave the example of Varahadev and how Krishna came to kill Hiranyaksha and Hiranyakashipu like this. He could have done through his agents, but he personally comes. That shows Krishna's magnanimity. Thank you, Prabhu. Thank you. I know we gave you a very short notice for this class till you agreed. So really appreciate. Thank you for Hare Krishna.
Hare Bol, Prabhuji.
Hare Krishna, Prabhu.
Very nice class, Prabhuji. I just had a reflection how Lord Krishna comes in our heart. Bhagavatam says, Srunu katham sraddhaya grunite satyastidam. Pravist kalena ati dirghena Bhagavan Visutiradi. And then he says, Pravist karna randhrena smana bhav saruruham. Dunoti samalam Krishna salilasya sasarat. So this is how it comes in our heart. And we hear through Srila Prabhupada and other commentaries and devotees telling us Bhagavatam, he actually enters our heart. You can feel, at least for that time, the transcendental pleasure we hear in the sadhu sangha. And that's where we feel that, oh, he has really affected me. Like that was little realization I had, Prabhuji. Thank you very much, Haribol.
Thank you.
Hare Krishna Prabhuji, thank you so much for such a beautiful class. As everybody said, I really like the pastimes that you have quoted, Varahadev and Narshima appearance, how Lord, especially in Narshima appearance, Prabhu, he satisfied both of his devotees' desire. Like Brahma, Brahma gave a promise to Hiranyakashipu that, you will not be killed by this, you will not be killed by that. And he took all different ways to, make sure his promise is also not going away. And he's satisfying Brahma. At the same time, he came to protect Prahlad. Such a beautiful, Lord can go to any extent to satisfy his devotees. Thank you, Prabhu. As Prahalanandan Prabhu quoted that verse of hearing, by hearing you can see Krishna in your heart. And by hearing such classes like this today, we can definitely, imbibe Krishna into our heart and we can get that love for Krishna. Prabhu, thank you so much. Very grateful to you always for your classes. Hare Krishna.
Thank you so much, Mataji and Prabhuji. Prabhuji, in chat, Amrita Radhika Mataji is thanking you. She says it's a wonderful class. This class was a gift to the soul, Mataji says. Thank you for the insight. And Shivani Mataji says, thank you so much, Prabhuji. Very beautiful class and for your wonderful association. So thank you so much, Prabhuji. And with your permission, shall we offer our obeisances to all the assembled devotees and yourself?
Hare Krishna, Mataji, can I add something?
Sure, Mataji. Prabhuji, do you have the time?
Yeah, absolutely.
Yes, Mataji, please go.
Hare Krishna, Prabhuji, very beautiful class. I have a question, Prabhuji, that everybody said that hearing is the main thing. You hear about Krishna. But if you are hearing, but sometimes you are hearing, but your mind is somewhere else, is that still help? Is Krishna is still looking for us? Or because if I'm hearing, I hear one or two lecture, but my mind is sometimes go away and I try to bring it back.
Well, see, hearing always has an impact because hearing about Krishna is actually connecting to our soul. I, the soul. That is where the connect is coming to. What happens is that in cases where our mind is somewhere else, that is actually acting as a spoil sport in our connection with Krishna. Me, the soul, and Krishna, Bhagavan, in that connection, this mind is playing a spoil sport, like some kind of short circuit the mind is trying to. However, it may not have the kind of impact that, an unhindered hearing, without losing concentration when we hear. That same impact it may not have, but still, because this Karna, through the years, we are hearing that Amrita or the nectar that is Krishna Katha. So definitely, in spite of us not being fully attentive, there will definitely be effect. Because if we wait for the day to come when I will, in full concentration, I will sit and hear Krishna Katha, such a day may not come so easily. Such a day may not come so quickly. So therefore, currently I carry the baggage of my mind, I carry the baggage of my intelligence, I carry the baggage of my good birth, I carry the baggage of my beauty, my intelligence. All these baggages we are carrying, and all these baggages are actually impediments in our surrendering to Krishna completely. So with all the baggages, we still try to, it's like paying a Dandavat obeisance when you are completely free, and if you have a backpack and you want to pay a Dandavat obeisance, it is so much of a hindrance, just a very physical example. So therefore, the moment we decide, okay, I don't need this backpack, and you remove it, and then paying obeisance becomes the easiest thing to be done. So similarly, at some point in time, you will say, okay, let me take off the backpack and leave it, now I am yours, Krishna. So that happens gradually over a period of time. So definitely hearing about Krishna, even when the mind is playing tricks, definitely helps. Because otherwise, if we are thinking that first I will control mind and then I will bring Krishna, will not happen. Okay, I hope that helps.
Thank you, Prabhuji. Thank you. I was preparing. Okay.
Thank you, Mataji, for that very nice question, and thank you, Prabhuji. Answer. There are more chat messages.
And it's fine.
Mataji are thanking you, Prabhuji. Vrinda Gopika Mataji, Parima Mataji, Aishomati Mataji, and all. So with your permission, can we end, Prabhuji? I will offer our essences. Vansha kalpatarubhyascha kripa sindhubhya eva cha patitanam pavanebhyo vaishnavebhyo namo namaha. Shri Chaitanya Bhagavat ki jai. Srila Vrindavan Thakur ki
Jai.
Prabhupada ki jai. Praise Govardhan Giri Prabhuji ki
Jai. Hare Krishna
Thank
Prabhuji,
you.
Dandavat
Very
Pranam.
Thank you so much, Prabhuji.
Very
Thank you so
hopeful
much.
class.
Thank you so much.
Thank you,
So much.
Prabhuji. Hare Krishna. Hare
Hare
Krishna,
Krishna.
devotees. Thank you all so much for joining. See you all tomorrow. We'll end ahead. Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna.